This is just another quickie novelty arrangement. These were cheap little containers I picked up in the wholesalers, and they are plastic lined. So all I did was I wedged it or filled it up with floral foam. I'm just going to take our little tags off the back. And I just feel these would be good maybe as just a tiny little gift to bring to somebody if you were visiting them. Maybe as little tiny table arrangements that guests could bring home. Maybe if we're having a party, a children's party, they could make these up themselves. Or even for a baby shower or a hen's party. As I said, it's just a novelty idea. For anybody that's maybe in a flower shop situation, this would be a way of using up broken heads. For anybody that's working at home, this would be an ideal situation to use up a mixed bunch that you would buy in your local flower shop or maybe in your supermarket. So first of all, you need a couple of little pieces of greenery. Any greenery will do. And to be honest, again, if you're doing this during lockdown and you had no access to flowers, just use greenery out of your own garden. So this is just eucalyptus, and I'm not following any particular pattern. I'm just working my way around the outside, and I'm just sticking in a few pieces. Ever so often I'm sticking a few pieces in the centre of the arrangement, and sometimes I get ambidextrous and a little bit brave, and I'm using my two hands. So just kind of go along and just keep sticking them in. This is the Parvia eucalyptus, so you find that the leaf is very, very small on it, so it's a little bit tedious and a little bit slow sticking it in. Where if you were to use the pittosporum or the eucalyptus with the larger leaf on it, it would work out a lot faster for you. So again, if you can use your two hands at the same time, it'll make life a little bit faster for you. Make sure all the leaf is cleaned off the end of the stem before you stick it into the floral foam. And the turntable is great because I can just keep turning the arrangement around. But if you haven't got a turntable, sit it on your own table at home, it would be perfect. Or if you have a thing for icing cakes on, you could use that. Or a pot turned upside down, to be honest. You don't need a turntable, but they are handy if you're doing things commercially. You can order the turntables on our website, which is flowerschoolisland.com, and then scroll down to the floral sundries button, and that's where you'll find the turntables. So you'll agree there, I didn't follow any pattern, just randomly stuck it in. I now have a couple of little pieces of tree fern. In total, that was about 2 branches of eucalyptus, just to give you an idea. And what I have here is just 1 branch of tree fern. So again, I'm randomly sticking in the tree fern. I love the tree fern, it's a great one for coverage. I do understand it's not something you would have growing in your own garden. But maybe in the house, people often up in their bathroom, they have fern plants. So pop up to the bathroom, cut a little bit off your fern plant, and there you go, you could stick it in. But if you had selections of foliage of your own garden, maybe some of the euonymus, the eleagnus, little bits of hebe, little bits of ceanothus, escallonia, pittosporum, you know what I mean, whatever little bits that you have, use them all. If anyone's not too sure, just maybe comment below, make a suggestion of the foliage that you have, and then I'll be able to say to you, yeah, that will work or it won't work. Or the best thing to do is try it. If it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Now what I want to do is showing you just using up random flowers. Now obviously I'm in the flower school, so I have like a nice selection of flowers here today. But what I have here is a memory lane rose. I'm just removing the guard petals from around the outside of it, and I'm just going to stick that in the centre. It doesn't have to be in the centre, it can be anywhere at all. I cut up 1 stem of double lisianthus. Now there was only 2 open heads on it. So I'm just going to put 1 head on one side over there, and I'm going to put the other head over the opposite side. So normally where we would work in 3s, I haven't got 3, so I'm just going to use the 2. On the same stem of the lisianthus, these little green ones, these were just the green ones, the immature ones that hadn't opened up. So again, I'm just using up, these were all the surplus little heads that was on the same stem of lisianthus, and I'm just going to add them in and out through the arrangement. Again, I'm not following any pattern, I'm just turning it around, and anywhere at all, just going to cut this one a little bit shorter, just sticking them in. What I also have is a couple of baby carnations. I was working with baby carnations and I had these 3 or 4 heads left over. So again, randomly, I'm just going to turn the arrangement around. I'm definitely not working in 3s. I'm just going to stick them in anywhere at all. So this is a real homemaker's dream, kitchen sink flowers, whatever you want. I have 1 Germany, so again I'm going to cut that short, and I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to take out that baby carnation. I'm going to put the Germany in here, and I'm going to put that baby carnation in over the opposite side. I have a few little sprigs of waxflower. I always have wax flower here at the school. I absolutely love it. And what again, I just cut up one stem. All these little pieces came out of one stem. And again, just keep turning the arrangement around and stick it in. I want this to look like a wild garden, as if I just went out to the garden, cut a few little bits and stuck them in. And to be honest, that is what I'm doing. Just that I didn't actually take them out of the garden. I took them out of the buckets here in the flower school. But like, if anybody is making these at home, I'd love to see your photographs. So like, send them to me, post them on the Facebook page, email them to me here at the school at info@flowerschoolireland.com. I'm just sticking a few little pieces down low. Always remember, when you're eating your dinner, that's the level that people are going to be looking at the arrangement, and just to cover any little bits of mechanics. So again, you'll find them shorter little bits of wax flower are ideal for going in here. Again, maybe if you were visiting a grave and you just were looking for something simple, this would be lovely to put on a grave. And a few short little sprigs of gyp. I'm really using leftovers. I've been making some arrangements there, and these were all just the ends that was left over. So this is a real leftover table arrangement, but we're not going to tell the customer that, or we're not going to tell the person who we're going to use the receiving end of the gift. We're going to tell them this was made specially for you. All the flowers were specifically picked out as they were, and hopefully you're enjoying it. If you have any questions, just comment below, and make sure that you go to our YouTube channel, because I have loads of novelty arrangements on the YouTube. Here in the school, I have this, it's called a medallino. It's just kind of like a twig, and it's nice and flexible, whatever. And it's great for just sometimes to give you a little bit of movement in the arrangement. Just going to stick a piece in there and stick a piece in the opposite side. And I'm going to get another bit of it. And I'm going to make just a smaller circle just down here. Just face it to me here. Just a little bit lower. And have I got one more piece of it there? Here we go. There we go. I'm going to cut another piece of it. So Daisy's missing it there each time, and I'm just going to make another little circle, and then I'm going to cut another piece. And again, it's just to give us a little bit of movement in the arrangement. You don't have to do that. I'm going to take that one out here and I'm going to bring it forward actually. If you haven't got it, as I said, it was two little bits of pink medallino that was floating around the table here. And I said, sure, this will be a handy way of getting rid of that. It'll tone in with the little flowers there. So there's your little novelty gift arrangement to give to somebody. Very hard to put a price on it. But as I said, it's just something to use up surplus flowers, broken flowers. People in a flower shop maybe have your waste bucket, maybe have your ICU as we call it, or again people that are working at home where you just purchase a mixed bunch at home, and when you stick it in the vase it looks a little bit skimpy looking. But cut it up nice and short, pack a little bit of foliage in between it, small little container. Again, if you followed me on YouTube, you would have seen me use the vintage cups and saucers and the milk jugs and the sugar bowls and the teapots. Any of them items could be used for this. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give me the thumbs up, give me lots of love, and share this little short video with your friends. I'd love you to share it. Thanks a million.